Hey guys, it's Melissa. Today I'm going to be doing an original tag that I created. This tag includes my two favorite things to talk about on this channel, books and bullet journals, and it kind of marries the two together. I'm going to explain how it works, but if you just want to skip ahead to the video, I completely understand. I will leave the time right here where you should skip to. Also, if you're confused and you're asking yourself what is a bullet journal, I will leave a link to the original creator of the bullet journal, his blog and website, and it'll explain everything you need to know, and I'll also link to previous videos I've done of my bullet journals so you can get some ideas if you want to start one. I know that bullet journals are very customizable. There are no two bullet journals that look the same, so I suspect that these tags won't look the same either if other people decide to do this tag. So with that in mind, I'm going to put all of the questions in the description box, and I'm going to put more than the ones I answer. I'm only going to answer 10. But this way, if there's some questions that maybe don't apply to you, you can look for more questions in the description box. And then I encourage you to also add to the list. So say there's a tracker that you have that I didn't mention, come up with a book-related question and just add it to the list that you're going to put in the description. I don't know if that made sense, but I'm not going to redo that. And if you feel comfortable, you can show the tracker that you mention on camera, because I think that'll make it a little bit more fun, and it will give everyone kind of ideas for spreads. And yeah. Alright, let's get started. I am so excited to do this. The first question relates to the Year at a Glance spread, and that's the spread that shows all the mini calendars for the whole entire year. The question is, name one book you will definitely read this year. For me, that book is going to be Second Chance Summer. For me, that book is going to be Second Chance Summer by Morgan Matson. I bought this a few months ago, and I'm just waiting for the summer because it looks like it's a summer read, but I'm definitely going to read this year. I'm so excited for it. Let me know if you've read this one. Next question is going to be about the future log, where you put things that are going to happen in the future so that you don't forget them. So here's a picture of my future log, and the question that goes with this is, name your favorite book that is set in the future or in a post-apocalyptic world. And I say post-apocalyptic because I'm like 99% sure that is going to be our future somewhat soon. So I'm going to count it. And I know I've mentioned this book recently, but I'm going to go with Partials. It's set in New York in the future. There's post-apocalyptic feel to it where the human race is like dwindling and there's this virus and they can't create any new babies. They can't have babies that last. That's not any better. Let me try this again. All of the babies get this specific virus that was some kind of biological warfare, and they die. And we find out that there's these partials that put the virus in humanity, and I don't know. There's more than I want to say, but this is definitely got to be my favorite future post-apocalyptic book that I've read. Even better than The Fifth Wave. The next question is kind of just a general question. It is, which character would most likely use a bullet journal? And I'm gonna go with Anna from Anna and the French Kiss because she has like a movie review blog, I think. So I feel like she would kind of like plan out what post she's gonna put up and what movie she plans to see. And then also she's in high school, so she would use it as like a school planner. The next question relates to the mood tracker. This is my mood tracker. It's the same as the Year at a Glance. I use it for both things. And as you can see, I'm not the brightest tool in the shed because I used and I even just said that wrong, so that just further proved my point. I'm not the brightest bulb. Oh my god, is that a fly? Is that on the inside or outside? Okay, it's on the outside. Anyway, where was I? So I filled in March when it was February, so now I have to fill in February when it's March. So yeah, there's that. The question that goes with this is, who is the moodiest character that you've ever read? And I'm also gonna put angsty in parentheses, if that's a word, because I feel like angst is like a real thing, right? So I'm gonna go with Warner from Ignite Me. I feel like he's really like broody and, you know, but in a good way. I was gonna do Edward, but then I was like, you know what, no, I don't want to talk about him. So we're gonna go with Warner. The next question is about your habit tracker. This is my habit tracker. I've been doing it kind of in a bunch of different ways. I have the one where I just do the check marks. A lot of people do it this way, and you have the different habits that you do and then the days that you do them, you put in the hash marks. But I think next week I'm going to try this where I do these bar graphs. I'm going to do steps, calories, and sleep and kind of see, you know, they're side by side to see, do I get more steps when I've had more sleep? Do I tend to eat a lot more when I've had less sleep? and just I think that'll be really interesting to take a look at afterwards. The question that goes with the habit tracker is, what's one genre that you have a habit of reading even if you promise you're going to branch out and try new genres? So what genre do you have a habit of reading? And I'm going to have to say romance or contemporary, because I always say I'm going to try more fantasy and I'm going to kind of like branch out and try all these new things, and then I always just feel like contemporary and romance, and that's just what I lean back on. So yeah, definitely have a habit of reading romance. Next, let's talk about your cover pages for every month. So this is my January cover page, this is my February cover page, and then this is my March cover page. And I like to do themes throughout each month, so definitely keeping it consistent as far as like font, but then I do different themes. And I really like the succulent plant one. I think it's the colors though, I really like that mint green. And the question that goes with this is, what is your favorite cover? There are so many to choose from, but I just went through my Goodreads and I was looking at all of the books I've ever read, and this one kind of just popped out to me. So it might not be my favorite cover in the whole entire world, but I definitely really like this cover. That is Sarah Dessen's Saint Anything. I really like how it's like a dark blue, I like that color, and then I like the merry-go-round, and I thought that it has nothing to do with the story. I can't remember if it does, but I just really enjoy this cover. I think it's simple. I like simple covers, but I also think that it just is eye-catching. The next question has to do with your cleaning tracker. So this is mine. I showed it in a previous video and it's definitely working for me. I just have, you know, weekly, bi-weekly, monthly, and then I check off once I've done that cleaning. The question that goes with this is, it's time to clean your bookshelf. What book are you throwing out? I actually just had to scan my shelves because when I moved here I got rid of a lot of books. I had probably about 5 bags worth of books that I got rid of because I was like, I didn't feel like carrying them, you know, up flights of stairs to my new place, but also because I just wanted it to look a little bit cleaner. Like these bookshelves were like brimming with books. So pretty much everything on these shelves I enjoy, and if I don't enjoy, I get rid of the book. But this one I've held on to, and I think this would be the first one that I would throw out. It's called Jellicoe Road by Molina Marchetta. I was interested in this because I believe it's an Australian author, or it takes place in Australia. Don't quote me on that, but I think it does. So that was intriguing, and then I knew there was like a few booktubers and bloggers that said they really liked it, so I trusted them and I wanted to read it, but it just wasn't for me, and I keep putting it down. So I think at this point I should just get rid of it. But let me know if you have read this and if you have loved it, and maybe I'll give it another try. The next question has to do with your book tracker, because let's be serious, if you're a booktuber and you have a bullet journal, you're probably tracking what you're reading. So this is mine. It's very simple. I have the book title, the rating, the genre, and just a quick note about what I thought. And then I have my book club spread, which is something different, but general idea. I used to do more of like fancier tracking where I had like little pictures that I drew, but I just find that, you know, keeping it very simple is just better for me. The question that goes with this is, what is the first book that you read this year? So many people were talking about this book, and I knew that I had to pick it up when I went into the store and I read the first line. The first line is, "In Fairy there are no fish sticks, no ketchup, no television." So when I read that, I was like, I have to pick up this book, and I ended up loving it. And this is like the Barnes & Noble special edition, which, can I just say, I didn't realize that I bought this in this special edition, and I was so confused for a while because everyone on BookTube had a white cover, and I was just like, where, like, did I magically find a secret one? But yeah, so, but this is definitely prettier, so I'm glad that I got this version. And going with that, a lot of people also track what movies they want to see and what movies they watch. I also do track my TV that I watch, because let's be real, Netflix is this black hole that just sucks you into it and doesn't let you go. So I do watch a lot of Netflix. So the question that goes with this is, what book to movie or book to TV adaptation are you really excited to see? And for me, that's gonna be Love, Simon. I actually haven't read the book. Did I try to read it? I might have tried to read it, and I just didn't like the voice. Like, it was, I don't know, maybe I didn't try to read it. No, I did. But the movie looks really good, and I really like that actor. I'm pretty sure he's been in a few other things recently. I want to say maybe Everything, and there's was something else. I definitely saw him in a movie recently. And I don't know, just the way it's shot and the music and everything, it looks really good and I'm excited to see it. Let me know if I should read the book though, because I feel like I should. I always like to read the book before I go see the movie, but let me know. The next question is about your favorite supplies that you use for bullet journaling. I have the Tombow pens and I also have the mild liners. Are they called Zebra? Or did I make that up? No, they are. Zebra mild liners. Love both of these pens. They don't bleed through the page, so yeah, definitely worth it. And the question that goes with this is, what is one book that you can't live without? So basically your favorite book. I don't know if it's because I read this when I was really young, probably when I was actually a teen, when I was like 13, and I've reread it multiple times and it got me through my teenage years, and I just felt like this character understood me because she's slightly pessimistic, slightly sarcastic, and very in her head and very like self-conscious and always overthinking everything. And while I try to not be any of those things, like I can't help it, that's kind of who I am. I'm a nice person, but I'm also just like very pessimistic, which I'm working on. But this has to be one of my favorite books of all times. It's called Slappy Firsts by Megan McCafferty. This book is about a girl whose best friend moves away and she's just trying to figure out how to live her life without her best friend because her best friend Hope has been like right by her side through everything. So she's has an encounter with this guy that she ends up starting to like, and she's just trying to figure out life basically. But it's so sarcastic and I just love it. And the last one that I'm gonna do is the sleep tracker. I've actually done this a few times. I usually do it in a bar graph, and I just really like to look at how much sleep I'm getting because it definitely affects my productivity and it affects my happiness and everything. And so I feel like when I track it, then I make myself go to bed earlier, if that makes sense. And then the question that's gonna go with this is, what book put you to sleep? AKA, what book did you not finish? You DNF'd. So for me, that book is gonna be For Darkness Shows the Stars by Diana Peterfriend. I actually started trying to read this recently for a readathon that I was going to participate in, but I just could not get into it. There were so many like letters or something in the beginning back and forth between these two kids, and then it would go to like now, the time that we're in now, the present, I mean, I don't know why I just said it like that. And I just had no idea what was going on, and I got in like maybe, I don't know, 50 pages or something, and I just still had no idea what was going on. And they were using a lot of terminology that was like relevant to the world, but like wasn't explained really, so then I was just like scratching my head. But look how beautiful this cover is. I had so many hopes for this, and I believe it's like, is it a Jane Eyre retelling? Oh no, it's a Jane Austen retelling of Persuasion. And I really like Jane Austen, so I was hoping that I would like this. So yeah. So now we're gonna get to the part where I tag people. The first person is Louise Hanley, and I just found her channel recently. She talks a lot about writing a novel, which is what I do too. So then she also does bullet journal videos. So I thought this would be a good chance for her to show more of her bullet journal. And then I'm going to tag Book Roast. I love her videos. She's so funny and so much fun to watch. And I know that she also has a bullet journal, so I thought that would be a good person to tag. If any of you guys feel like doing this as well, I would love to see you guys do this tag. Just please link back to this video, and like I said, copy and paste the questions into the description, and then you can add your own if some of those don't apply. And then we'll just keep this list growing. Thanks for watching, guys. If you like this video, like it, share it with your friends, and yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Bye. Now I have to try to move this chair back because it belongs in the corner and it's heavy AF.